Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of We Lift Big. I hope you are having a beautiful week, and I'm here to talk about a topic that is very prevalent in my life right now, and I feel like is really important to talk about because something like this going undiagnosed can have very detrimental effects in someone's life. It's the things we don't think about in life. It's the things that go undiagnosed that tend to cause the biggest troubles. And so, the thing that I am talking about is purpose hangover. The way that I would describe it is a situation or a period of time in someone's life right after something moderately to severely drastic has happened, whether it's some sort of transition, loss of a loved one, winning some sort of great award or championship. And it's the period of time right after that major shift in which someone can struggle with a lack of purpose or a lack of identification. And I think that it can manifest itself in a multitude of ways, whether it's depression, anxiety, just feeling empty, feeling numb, or feeling the desire to numb. And it can last a few hours, a few days, weeks, months even. And again, I want to bring it up today because, well, first off, I feel like I'm just getting out of a purpose hangover. And for the past month, 2 months, I'll say, maybe even more than that, my life's great in so many ways, but I have to admit there has been a lot of times in the past few months that I was struggling with feeling very empty, and I had this desire to kind of numb down. I felt very depressed, and I couldn't categorize it until recently. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, and it turned out to be this purpose hangover where I was just like, why do I feel like I have no purpose being here right now? I know I do. I'm not going anywhere. Like, this is my life. I have a purpose to be here. Why does it feel like I don't have purpose right now? Why does it feel like I'm just going nowhere? And it's because I believe I have just gone through some major transitions in my life. Prior to me finding closure and finding peace of mind in some situations, you have those things that you are constantly striving for. And so let me use the award picture as an example. And so say that you're working towards an award, a championship, a trophy. That thing can become your purpose. It can become part of your identity. And we do this both consciously and unconsciously. But when that happens, we win this award or we win this championship, and now that thing is no longer something that we're striving for. Like, in a way, it disappears because it's done, on to the next thing. And so there's this moment of like, what now? This thing that I connected myself so strongly to, that I was working so hard within or working so hard for, no longer exists. Why am I here? What am I doing? How do I define myself? As humans, we're always trying to define ourselves and find purpose. And I think there's everything okay with that. But if we don't acknowledge that this purpose hangover exists, and that after a major transition in our lives, there can likely be this period where we feel empty inside. Like, that's, if you are feeling that way, or you felt that way recently, that is okay. It is part of the process of growth, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because I feel like sometimes purpose hangover can really, if we don't know what's going on, it's very easy to get very close to questioning why we are even here. If you don't feel like you have a purpose, it is a miserable place to be. It is a confusing and depressing place to be if you don't know why you're here or why you're doing whatever you are doing. There are going to be times in your life where you overcome something, whatever it is, and there's going to be a period of time, there is the potential to be a period of time again after that where you feel a lack. And I think it's so important to know that it is okay to be feeling how you're feeling. It is so easy for us to chain our identity and our purpose to things. It is very easy to do that, and I'm not here to necessarily say that it's right or wrong. I think there's a certain level of healthy attachment to the things that we do in life, because those are the things that that give us life and light and meaning, and there's a reason that we do things and a reason that we seek out different experiences, and that all gives us purpose. But the better we can get at being able to healthily detach ourselves from outcomes and feelings that we need to always have a purpose or always have a way or have this expectation that our life has to be figured out to an extent by a certain age, or just anything, honestly. But if there's anything that you get out of this, it's that if you are in a point in your life, or you recently experienced a moment or a period of time where you felt like things didn't have meaning or purpose, or you felt like you wanted to numb yourself, or you've been feeling numb, it's okay. Like, there is a reason for it. It's not just this thing that you are experiencing in life for no reason. There is a huge reason why you are feeling how you are feeling. And it may be that you are going through something massive in your life right now. A transition, something's changing that you originally had some sort of idea or identity or purpose for. There are going to be so many times in life that we experience transitions. And that means that there's going to be periods in our life where we are experiencing a shift in purpose or meaning. And it's all part of the process. I just think it needs to be talked about because it's a real thing. And I think when we can place meaning, or at least understand, if we can understand why we're feeling a certain way, then we can adjust. We can manipulate it. We can work with it, so long as we understand where it is coming from. Because if it's just in our brain, if it's just in the air and you're like, I don't even know why I'm feeling this way, that's a very scary place to be. So how do you work with it once you realize that this is a place that you might be in? For myself, a lot of long walks or runs, oftentimes listening to an audiobook or a podcast or even self-talk. Like I've recorded myself before and then listened to my recording just to kind of understand, like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Journaling is huge in this. The more that you write down your thoughts, I've talked about this before, the more you write stuff down, the more tangible it is. It's not just going around in your brain driving you crazy, like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking this way? You know, this isn't me. It's natural. It's okay. It is okay. This is you transforming into a new you. This is you on a next chapter in your journey, and it is natural and normal to have these periods of lack of purpose, depression, numbness, and you need to acknowledge where you are at, because that is when you can mold and grow into the person you're meant to be in this new chapter. You have to go through the hard stuff, the weird stuff, and acknowledge that it's okay to feel this way, and it's gonna get better. All right, guys, I love you so much. And again, this is just, I felt like I needed to talk about this today, so I hope it's all made sense. I'll find out in editing. But I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you next week. Peace.